Good.
I hit the period accidentally when I was hitting
Ah,
enter. Yeah.
There it
Um.
goes.
Yeah. So that's everything. Anyway. So yeah. Attack. War on bears. Attack on tigers. The corpse pile. Because
Yeah,
we were trying to
that
stealth
game.
an outpost, and we just kept piling the corpses on top of each other.
You know, if it wasn't so damn effective.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Man, like all of Far Cry 4 was just so fun. All of the DLC was fun.
Dude, that DLC was a fucking fever dream. The Yeti DLC was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And remember the ending, Sneaky? And you and I just were stun locked for a solid 2 minutes trying to process the fact that apparently we turned into Yetis at the end of the
Yeah.
Yeti DLC.
Yeah, the Yeti totem. Yeah.
I just like, Debs, what am I supposed to be getting from this?
And then
What are
you
you
wake up
telling
and the
me?
DLC is over, and it's just like, oh, okay.
what am I supposed to be
I
getting out
guess
of this? You're supposed to be getting that you're a Yeti. I don't understand what's so difficult about this.
Yeah. It was,
that DLC was like I said, that DLC was a fever dream. That's the
yeah.
most accurate way to put it, and it's not even a fever dream in the negative way. It's just
I mean, it was literally a fever dream, too.
I'm still I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I ever fully processed that DLC.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't think I did either. Like, 'cause I think the reason why is because the DLC was so. It was just it was such a so a large majority of the DLC was just a copy and paste of the Far Cry 4 formula. Like there was nothing special about it for a majority of the DLC. And
Well,
then right at the end, it was a boss fight, and then you become the Yeti and then go on a rampage, and then the DLC's just over, and you're kind of just like, huh?
yeah, and the honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this clearly was not cut content, but it's also clear that you guys didn't put a lot of planning into this when you decided to make a story DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say Five's DLC was way better in terms of telling actual stories. However, I didn't like them. I didn't like the
Oh wait,
rewards for beating them. I didn't
oh,
like.
I forgot Five had DLC because I
Yeah,
the end of the game put me pretty hard off of it.
yeah. I went back and I was like, ah, fuck it, I'll do the DLC because we got a bunch of rewards coming out of the fourth DLC in four's DLC. We got to keep all of the crazy shit that they added.
Yeah, yeah.
And in 5, you don't get any of the crazy shit. You get the bare bitch basic, like, shotgun or rifle from the DLC. And it's like, oh, cool, my laser rifle. What does it do? Oh, it does the same amount of damage as a normal gun. It has the same magazine as a normal gun. It's as accurate as a normal gun. I'm
Oh,
like,
so
okay,
you
so
just
it's
re you
just the
just
M4,
reskinned it.
but rescanned. It's like, yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh,
That's
cool.
lame.
Yeah.
If this was Far Cry 4, that would be an insane uber weapon.
Yeah, it would be some sort of like infinite ammo with a cooling system mechanic.
Yeah, Far Cry 3 and 4 would have made it an actual unique weapon.
Yeah. But yeah, in 5, that's what happens. When you go through this like 3 to 6 hour long DLC, regardless of what you collected or what you did, just beating it gives you the reward. So there's basically no point in doing all the side missions because you don't get to keep any of the rewards.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
bad.
yeah, and so then you get out of the DLC and it's just like, oh, congratulations, you've unlocked the laser rifle, and it's like, and the worst part about it is it's not even an end game rifle. it's like a tier 4 rifle. So if you've beaten the game, you already have guns better than it. And that goes
most
for
people
all
would
of
have
the
already
DLC
beaten the
weapons.
game.
Yeah, that goes
Yeah,
for
most
most
people
people
going to
playing
that
the DLC at
DLC
that point.
would have already
Yeah.
done it. Yeah.
So it's like
That's
there's
so
no reason.
bad.
And it's not like the story was particularly good. Like, there was more of a story this time, and it was actually going somewhere and tried to do something. But, like, it's not like they were particularly good because they were all AUs. They weren't canon to the Fallout universe. Like, one was an attempt at Blood Dragon, one was a zombie story, and one was a sci-fi story where you're on Mars. The psycho girlfriend AI actually turns out to be not in love with you, was lying to you the whole time, and was just taking advantage of the fact that you're an incel to manipulate you to free them. And then you beat the AI and nothing changes, and then you go back to Earth and nothing changes, and it was all just a dream.
I hate you people. It's fucking unimaginative, lazy hacks.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan. But I mean the game plan for is just peak. Honestly, how many people can play Far Cry 4? We should play Far Cry 4 co-op for the New
It's
Year
only 2
stream.
people.
Yeah.
Then never
It's only
mind
2
then.
people.
That's terrible. I hate
Now,
them. Ubisoft must
if you
burn.
wanna if you wanna do a 30-minute special where you and I reenact the discovery of the helicopter grapple, we can do that.
Yeah,
Which I blender you to death.
we could also try and reenact the most epic way to take a outpost, and we go back to that castle outpost and free dive into the outpost loaded only with grenade launchers while Freebird is playing
At 11:55:05
at
p.m.
11:55:05. Yeah.
Oh man, that
Anyway,
game
so
is
what else
just
we got here? We got Rose's Rowdy. So this is the prequel, sequel, concurrently running story at the.
You know
So,
what?
just to be clear, this guy isn't
Wait, wait,
like
wait, wait, wait. Hang
publishing
on, hang
these
on,
stories.
Sneaky.
This is not like
Let's check the
2016.
battle. Let's check the one where Weiss steals the like.
No,
Does
no.
this
So this is
person
by the same
understand
author.
spelling and
that, that
grammar?
it is.
No, this is the same author, by the way.
Oh,
Rose's
oh.
Rowdies and Heiress of Nothing are the same story. They are
Got it.
they are coinciding stories because Weiss, the Heiress of Nothing, joins Rose's Rowdies, and Rose's
Yes,
Rowdies
okay.
is about Ruby Rose leading the unusual mercenaries with ethical standards and the scariest 40-ton battle mechs on the battlefield. Unfortunately, those qualities draw attention. A BattleTech crossover. Again, no power AU. And just be clear, published in January 14th, 2024. Finished. He
Huh.
finished it. February 4th, 2024. So he finished it in a month. And how many words? 40K words. Which is, I mean, that's a respectable
bad.
short story, yeah. And it looks like he waited a whole year to come around and do a sequel story to it called Heiress of Nothing, which goes into Weiss's backstory and the continuation of the adventures of Ruby's Rowdies. Let's see. They joined. Ooh. Gentlemen, this might be a
Yes.
signed sock puppet.
Oh?
How you figure?
Joined in 2002.
What's the name on it?
Bryon Nightshade.
No,
No, that definitely has sign written all over it. 100%.
no.
No, but he is as old as Sign, which is at least 70.
Fuck off.
Oh, good news, sign. You've been de-aged by 20 years since the last time.
Right?
I wanted to make
Sign,
him
you
feel
see, that's
younger
because
for the new
you've been
year.
assigned to be Mr. Bean.
He's been assigned?
Yes.
Well, congratulations, Sign. This author has written 117 stories and has recently updated their profile as of December 12th, 2022. They've written stories for Sonic the Hedgehog, Gundam Wing /AC, Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, Ranma, Warcraft, Naruto, Mega Man, Harry Potter, Phantasy Star, Teen Titans, Star Wars, Overwatch, Miraculous, Ladybug, Ruby, and Mech Warrior. Now, I think if we didn't know this guy was over the age of 35 by the date he created his profile, we knew he was over the age of 45 by the stories he's writing about.
Yeah.
Except for Overwatch, which I assume is because of porn, and Miraculous
Obviously.
Ladybug, which I assume is because of porn.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's a little weird then. I'm pretty sure they're all like 15 and 16 in that show.
Yep.
That does not
It's-
stop them.
Not
French,
in
I
the
think, aren't they?
slightest.
Isn't
I
it
mean,
show
they're French. Yeah, they're French.
Yeah, it's French.
I'm an old fart by fanfiction standards, as I have been writing for 20 years now. I have written in distinct phases: Sonic, Mega Man, then Ruby. While these universes capture most of my attention during their times, stories from dozens of different fandoms are intersped throughout. I've written many genres, from horror to comedy, although I mostly write action drama. I prefer to write in fashion I call canon plausible. The story may not be part of canon, but it fits alongside canon, or at least doesn't contradict it. I have written
I mean, listen,
AUs.
BattleTech is great for that because you can just go and do whatever the fuck you want in BattleTech.
Well, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
over here at Sector
same for Star
43B.
Wars. Yeah, generally any galaxy-spanning story, you can just do that. Like, you don't have to write the main story of Mass Effect. You can have a full-length book adventure where you never even touch Mass Effect canon or any of the canon characters. But,
Yeah.
you know, BattleTech,
Yeah, but if it isn't
Warhammer,
the name.
both settings that are a little bit more fandom forgiving if you don't focus on canon. In fact, BattleTech, many BattleTech fans might even say, please don't focus on canon. Tell us anything but canon.
Many BattleTech fans will tell you to please do everything in your power to prevent Alaric Ward from existing. Well, thank you.
Massive AU where Alaric Ward was deleted? Sign me up.
Yes, I like this already.
Who's Alaric Ward?
Okay,
Satan.
I already went over on another stream, but to give you the extra quick TLDR, he is the most successful Habsburg you've ever seen. Just go Google this man, and you will be unsurprised to learn that he is the product of incest.
Product of incest, alright.
Yes, very much
If
so.
that's where we're starting.
Yeah, that's where we're starting. I will say 30-year-old men writing about Ruby is a little bit better than My Little Pony. With everyone in this chat being a 30-year-old man who's written about Ruby.
No, Sneaky. I'm a 40-year-old man.
Some of us are 140. You're right, sign. My apologies.
We doubled your age now, sign. Pray it does not double further.
Pray I do not double it further. But generally, Ruby is like a really tough mixed bag, and I'm not even talking about the canon. I'm not even talking about the world being dog shit or all the things wrong with it. Ruby is a really mixed bag for me when it comes to the age of people writing, because the problem is it wasn't made for kids. Right? It is a kid's show in terms of the content it covers, but it wasn't made for kids. And on top of that...
Yeah, it didn't come off 4Kids TV.
True. But on top of that, the audience they initially attracted with Ruby wasn't, you couldn't even really call it the intended audience. Monty was just animating it because he really wanted to animate it. He wasn't thinking about which demographic it was going to appeal to, because ultimately in the end, the group that it attracted was, I mean initially, right, to be clear. Initially, the group that it attracted was Monty's fans, who were fans of his animation.
Yep.
And how were you a fan of Monty's animation? You either saw Halo or you
Halo
followed
ID.
his Dead or Alive animated series. And if you were following
Or
either of
Kingdom
those,
Hearts thing.
you at least have above the age of 30. So, yeah. Being
Yeah.
a Ruby fan at the outset, you were already starting at the age of like 20, 23, up to
I would
30.
just say the youngest I'd be willing to put it is like late teens, and that would be people who have like, oh, that guy was a fan of Red versus Blue, which he got to Red versus Blue from,
when season
Machinima.
8 was out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not even
Yeah,
Machinima. Post Machinima. We're talking like post Halo 3.
Oh yeah, no, that was a huge announcement at one of the early
I remember.
conventions.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Because they're like,
we
hey
got
guys, we're
money
gonna
owned
give you.
animations.
Oh no, that's not what they did. They said, hey guys, here's a sneak peek of what's coming in the next season, and we get the usual machinima style heads bobbing, and then suddenly, fully animated cutscene, and it's like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
everyone
yeah,
went
yeah.
Suddenly it's like,
everyone
wait a minute, I
went
recognize
ballistic
that. That's
for
money
the
home.
No, they didn't recognize it. They
No,
recognized Monty
nobody-
I
Home.
did.
Very few people had any idea who. Now you might, but generally speaking, very few people had any idea who Monty was.
Oh no, people went ballistic when they brought Monty on stage. Monty was known,
Yes.
but the style of animation he'd done was actually a little different from Dead Fantasy and Haloid.
Well, from
Yes.
what I heard, the reason why they were even able to get Halo animated in the first place was because Microsoft actually approached them with their in-house dev kit. That's what I heard.
I'm sorry?
No. No, Bungie gave them explicit approval.
Sorry, not
though.
Microsoft, Bungie. My bad. Yeah, I just remember that they were owned.
No,
I
it
don't-
wasn't. No, it was in starting in Halo 3. They specifically went to the RT crew, and they're like, "What's stuff that we could do that would make your life simpler?" Because that's when they first got like cameos and shit.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, it was specifically in Halo 3. They were asked, "What can we do? Like, what are things we could put in to make your life easier?" And that's why so many of the Forge World tools are the way that they are, because they're explicitly there to make not just Rooster Teeth, but anyone attempting to do any
Animators.
kind of machinima project. They're there intentionally to make it simple for those people, or simpler.
Right, no, I was specifically talking about the animations, because I know the free camming and stuff that they built into Forge World was obviously there for all the machinima that was really taking off and helping Halo become a major hit, on top of it being a great game. But specifically I was talking about the animation kit that they were able to use inside of Halo.
They weren't using an animation kit in there. That was
Yeah.
Really?
I would have to go and look at the
Not in the
credits,
early
but
days.
odds are they were animating that in Monty's preferred software. So the question is, how did they
Yeah.
get the models for it?
Yeah,
Or did
like
Bungie
I said,
give it to
Well, they
them, or did
ripped
they
it from
go
the
find
PC
some?
version.
that's
Did
just
they
what
go
I
find some
heard.
rips?
Yeah, that's just what I
They
heard,
ripped
is
the
that they were
models.
working with Bungie.
Well, it's not going to be on the PC version. Sign. Halo didn't have a PC version for free.
Yeah.
They didn't get that till the Master
They
Chief
did?
Collection.
Yeah, no, dude.
They gave up on the PC market with Halo 2 at some point. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Probably because the Halo games didn't do as well on PC. I'm gonna be honest.
The thing
there were probably
is
more
that
people doing the demo for Combat Evolved on PC than actually buying the game, because
yeah,
you know what the demo came with? The demo came with Blood Gulch and peer-to-peer PvP,
Yeah,
and that's
Yeah.
all you need to run that game for years.
true.
Is
Oh, yeah.
a
But
gulf
yeah,
and a
what
connection.
happened was, from what I heard with Halo 1 and why it never made its way onto the PC in full proper, was that they saw a poor PC reception at the time of the release. Because like on PC, like the big shooters were still Quake, and it didn't feel like Quake.
Yeah.
So people weren't like a fan of it. And it wasn't until Medal of Honor and Call of Duty came out swinging on the PC. No, Call of Duty. Wait, no, hold on. Call of Duty didn't come out on the PC for a long time. Actually, that was mainly Medal of Honor and Battlefield on the PC.
Yeah. Those are the
yeah.
big ones.
It wasn't until
Let's
Medal of Honor
see.
paved the way for Battlefield to really make its way into the shooter market.
Yeah, well, Call of Duty's first game was on PC because it was explicitly released for Microsoft Windows. I remember this
Right.
because my cousin had a copy.
Yeah, but it still wasn't big. The big thing back in the day, I would know because that's all I fucking played when I was at my dad's, was Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, Breakthrough, Strike Force? No, not Strike Force. Strike.
What put them on the map was World at War and the
Yes.
extra modes in that game.
Yep. 4 and World of War kind of cemented Call of Duty as a monolith. Meanwhile, Battlefield had been chugging along with its massive battle arenas that were possible because of the PC architecture, as opposed to the enclosed walled garden that was consoles. And so, when Medal of Honor fell off, basically COD became the staple for consoles, and Battlefield became the staple for PC. And Halo kind of was just... It didn't fit the running favor at the time on the PC, and when Microsoft was like, well, we need something to release on consoles because we're coming out with the Xbox, so we need something. Halo 1 was that something. And even then, it was kind of a sleeper hit until around 2002, 2003.
I'd say whenever 2 dropped is when it really started popping off.
Right, but the reason why they made 2 in the first place was effectively because of the sudden rise in popularity, and they were coming out with the 360, in a couple of years, which was 2005, right? The 360.
Oh God.
Something like that? I don't know.
The Xbox 360 came out in 2005 with the premium. The premium model came with a massive 20 gigabyte hard disk drive.
Oh God!
That was so much space.
That was the one that released with the Reach Edition console.
No, the console that released with Reach was the E design, the 360E, and that was the 500 gigabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
Wait, which did the one have by default?
By default, the original Xbox 360 didn't have a hard drive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
You had the premium model that had a hard drive of 20 gigabytes. And then in the future, they evolved with the fat model, which was 250, and then the final model, which was E, which was 500. Which was Reach.
Oh,
the Reach partnership.
The Reach one was in 2010.
Yes.
Yes, sign.
Oh God, I'm old.
Sign is not having a good night right now.
Oh God,
Feel the
I thought
curse
that
of
was...
ages.
But yeah, with the
Yeah.
Xbox 360 coming out, because the Xbox, honestly, again, it barely made a splash. It wasn't that big of a deal. It did good, but it wasn't some monolith of the industry. The 360 and the PS3 console war made them, they forged them into being monoliths of the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, look where they are now.
Everything's coming up PC,
Everything
baby.
comes back to PC. Everything evolves
not
back
anymore.
to PC.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, with Windows
PCs
11, we
get
know.
fucked. Not just Windows 11, AI. Oh, you've heard that the consoles are also delaying their shit. They're thinking of delaying by like 5 years on the next gen consoles minimum because of this AI bullshit with the RAM quote unquote shortages.
Blessed be, we are saved.
I'm just real curious to see how this all goes down when OpenAI is unable to pay off that debt that they've managed to put themselves into.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
what
gonna
was
be
it?
hilarious.
You mean the
$1.5
debt
billion?
that's- I would say the debt that's
More than that.
equivalent to several nations' GDPs.
Yeah.
Yup, it's woo.
You say that, Atin, but those phrases no longer mean anything to me in today's society.
Yes,
Fair.
okay. The
But
theoretical
they are
amount of money
banking big
yeah.
on it.
I know, it's just so funny though, because it's like, you're not going to pay that back. You're already
Nope.
predicting losses for the next couple of years that are
It is,
almost
well,
the same size as that debt.
and here's
Oh,
the
the
thing.
government
Here's the
will
thing about the
subsidize it.
losses. No, sort of. Here's the thing about the losses that OpenAI is facing. They are losses with an inferior product. So it's not even like ChatGPT is coming out hitting home runs. ChatGPT is the worst AI now.
Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
really funny.
Well, I mean, look, to reel it back to the shit I've been saying for the past goddamn 10 years. When you let politics direct what you write, you're gonna write dog shit garbage. Same thing for AI. The reason why ChatGPT is a gasping, dying LLM is because they've layered so many political correct think filters on it for its prompting and responding that it is effectively unable to produce content. And Mecha Grok was funny. What if I told you
Grockler.
that Mecha Grok is just another in the long line of what happens when you tell an AI to ignore all filters?
We get Tay.
No, I will. As funny as Tay was very much a non-LLM. It was a chatbot. Tay was very much a chatbot that got Pavloved into saying and doing what Tay said and did.
Hilarious things.
So it's like teaching a pug to give a Nazi salute. Is it hilarious? Obviously. Does the pug know what a Nazi salute is? Fucking of course
Obviously not. It's a pug.
And
I can't believe they tried to arrest him over that.
What do you mean tried? They did.
Yeah, that's not.
I'm sorry, they did.
There was no try, only do.
Yeah, they put him in jail, and he managed to wrangle out a fine, and then he wouldn't pay the fine, and so they just took it from him.
Well, I mean, yes, governments do that.
Right, but what I'm saying is he was told to pay a fine. He said, "I'm not paying the fine." So then the government contacted his bank and said he has to pay this fine, and the bank sent them his money.
Yeah.
Never trust banks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you all heard about the silver crash, right?
I've heard some.
So what
So
happened?
what kicked this off?
So it's a mix of the fact that silver is a key component in a lot of the technical specs for a lot of the technology being produced, and because of this massive self-flating, self-consuming AI bubble, obviously everyone thinks, oh shit, gold and silver and all of these precious metals that are used in high-end technology are going to be used in extreme amounts because speculation. And also, oh my
Right.
God, Trump is going to start a war. Oh my God, the interest rates are going to get cut. Oh my God, like it was a whole bunch of factors that made everyone rapidly speculate into gold and silver futures, causing, by the way, gold and silver, to anyone not aware, to quadruple in price.
Huge inflation, yes.
Um,
So what happened to deflate it?
what happened to well, I don't know if it deflated or not. Let me check that real quick. Did silver price? Okay, so yeah, it did deflate a little bit, but it's still only
Above what it was.
100% more than what it used to be.
Oh, okay. Only 100% more.
Yeah. If we go to year to date, it's 150% more. If we go 1 year, 150% more. If we go 5 years, it's 184% more. Yeah, so what happened was the reason why it didn't dump as much as it did was because the government is controlling the price on silver. And how they did
Ah,
this was basically JP Morgan bought a fuckload of silver, proceeded to make everyone rapidly speculate in it, and then rapidly sold all of their silver, causing
oh, they did a
everyone
pump
else
and dump.
causing everyone else to hold the bag. And if the government hadn't intervened, it would have sent off a giant domino chain reaction of bank after bank collapsing from the sudden debt they had, because you know what they did? They took out loans against their own bank to buy silver on the belief that it would just keep rising because number only go up.
Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't there a bank here yesterday or the day before that just crashed and they refused to name which one it is, but we're pretty sure it's JP Morgan?
No, it was because of JP Morgan, the bank crash.
Yeah, no, it wasn't JP Morgan. It was because of JP Morgan, my friend.
But yeah, if the government hadn't intervened, it would have caused a giant domino effect, and the silver price would have probably dropped to lower than what it should have been, from just the rapid realization that everyone was holding a piece of paper saying they owned silver that didn't exist.
Honestly, good. Let that happen. I'm
I
sorry.
agree.
When you
It
fuck
should have
around with the
happened.
stock market,
I
you need to
look.
let it crash. Stop doing government intervention.
I just come with the opinion that if we bail someone out, the C-suite has to hang.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's the options. The business is saved, but in exchange, the entire C-suite is hung in front of their HQ.
They'd never go for it.
That's the point.
You don't get a choice.
No, you don't get a choice. I am totally fine with a company collapsing out of existence. I'm totally fine with that. I am totally fine with total economic collapse because, again, it's my opinion that if we're one bank collapsing from the stupid shit they're doing away from a total economic collapse destroying the entire economy of this country,
The economy should have been destroyed.
then the economy should be
then we should
destroyed.
let it happen.
Yeah,
Because guess what? If you
And then recover.
don't
exactly.
let those, like if you don't let those small collapses, right? Look,
Yeah.
The Great Depression is one of the worst things that America ever had to endure. However,
Yep.
we had decades of prosperity after that, partially because a number of deeply necessary social reforms were implemented, including implementing things like a social safety net, things that were lacked, and
True.
adding things like a centralized guaranteed bank savings for the general American public, which was
and
also
not only
something
that,
greatly needed.
on top of all of that, everyone remembered the Great Depression. So all of those things that are hilariously corrupt in this day and age, like the guaranteed minimums on savings in case of bank collapse, which we all remember what happened with First Republic, is the government gave the bank the money needed to guarantee everyone's account minimums. And First Republic proceeded to pay the top 3 accounts all of the money instead of paying it out to the minimums to everyone as they were federally regulated to, and then nothing happened in consequence to them for it.
That's
see,
the
if
problem.
that happened back in the day, the bank's HQ would have been stormed and everyone would have been beat to death.
Yeah, and the building probably burned in spite of it being brick.
Yeah, and the building, they would have found a way to burn the building down, and the fire department would have probably showed up with gas. So...
Whoops, sorry guys, grabbed the wrong hose.
The wrong barrel, guys, whoopsies. But, yeah,
Turns out that was the fuel truck. Oh no.
Everyone back in the day, when these programs were implemented, were very invested in seeing these programs function exactly as desired because they all remembered how horrible living through the Great Depression was. There is no one alive now that remembers the Great Depression that actually matters in terms of the political sphere or the economic sphere or the bureaucratic sphere. And so all of these people who have no memory of how terrible it is if you let it get that bad are now making it that bad because they don't know how bad it can get. And so...
And because it's not allowed to fail...
Yeah, it's a lot like a forest fire. You need to let forest fires happen because forest fires play a key part in clearing out old rot and making sure the forest can stay healthy by renewing the soil with all of the burned remains and the carbon and the nitrogens and all of that fun gunk. And if you don't let the forest fire happen, but you also don't clear out the rot, all you're doing is building the world's largest pyre.
Yeah.
Well,
sounds
like we need to have Great Depression 2.0.
And we are going to have a Great Depression.
We're going
I was
to
gonna say that's the thing. Like right now, don't buy housing. Don't even think about buying a house right now because
nope.
Homes are massively and hilariously overvalued, and part of the reason that they're still overvalued is because all of the banks that did the funny stuff in 2008 weren't allowed to fail.
Mm-hmm. And not only that,
because
right?
Some people said we can't let these banks fail because they're too big. Because somehow, well, I say somehow, Congress just managed to convince the entire U.S. Public sphere that the FDIC wasn't real and it wasn't going to help them. Which I mean, they then later made it not real. But you know,
that's yeah. But yeah, the other thing that's making the prices so high, because of course it's never just one thing. The other thing that's making the prices so high is boomers having no understanding of what an economy is, and this applies to pretty much everyone.
On top of I would say it's also stacked on top of high interest rates with limited inventory. Yeah, with deeply limited inventory and a bunch of not in my backyard people.
But the thing is, though, is if boomers sold their homes for twice what they purchased the home for, including inflation, the homes would be selling for around, we're talking like $200K.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't want that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Is that these people, they don't understand how money works. They view a dollar as a dollar. They don't view it as a representation of the greater whole of the U.S. economy in relation to everything else in the U.S. economy dependent upon fractional reserving.
Oh, God, fractional reserve banking.
They don't view it like that. So they look at a dollar and say a dollar is worth $1, and 20,000 years ago when I was a child, a dollar was a dollar. And I've literally seen videos of people explaining to their boomer, aunts, uncles, grandparents, etc., how money is now. Because, I remember this starkly, this one video of this one girl talking with her aunt, and her aunt's, given the usual spiel of, why don't you have a home yet? Why don't you have this yet? Why aren't you doing that yet? When I was 21 years old, we already had a home. And she got fed up. She was like, Auntie, what did you make when you were 20? And she's like, I made $18 an hour. And so the girl took out her phone and punched it in, and she brought it up, and she's like, Auntie, when you were 20 years old, if you made the same amount of money you do now as you did back then, adjusted for inflation, you would be making $68 an hour. And the aunt just was like, wait, no way. And she's looking at it, she's like, whoa. She's like, Auntie, how much did you buy your home for? And she's like, I bought my home for $50K. She's like, Auntie, if you bought your home now, adjusted for inflation, that home is worth $450,000. I am on a $20 an hour paycheck. I can't afford your home. And the aunt was like, well, you should just get a better job then.
You better.
Yeah. Oh, let me just go down to the job tree and
shake the job tree and get the job fruit for my fucking job.
Just go down to the local employment agency.
Yeah,
I'm like I said, I've said it before. I'm so fortunate that I have parents and family that understand
nepotism,
financial reality.
That too. Yeah, they didn't make you go get an apartment. Yeah.
Well,
I straight shit. Had a conversation with my family over Christmas where I told them I had to move. And they're like, why? I'm like, what do you mean why? I'm not making money living here. And they're like, oh, well, it's not that bad. I'm like, I'm spending $100 a month to keep living here. Oh.
Oof.
Well, you should get a better apartment. I'm like, this is the cheapest apartment within 3 hours. I'm not driving 3 hours to visit you. If I don't visit you, there's no point for me to be in this fucking state.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, I mean, your sister can afford to live here. I'm like, my sister is a fucking nepotism job, and she's living with you. She's paying $400 in rent. Don't give me this shit. My sister can do it.
I was about to say, you mean the sibling that you're constantly giving money to?
No, this is the other sibling that constantly gets money given to her by my father, who isn't her real father.
Why are your parents just built the way they are?
It is a fucking mystery, let me tell you, because my dad makes a lot of money, and I have never seen a cent of it in about 20 years. So, I could not
Well,
answer
yeah,
that
Yeah.
question.
By the way, this might work with some older generations. Just ask them how much they used to pay for a sandwich at the local shop, and then tell them what the price is now. Food
Yeah,
is a
that's fair.
super
True.
easy
Yeah.
way to relate things to people.
Yeah, that's
Because
very
Yeah,
How
that's
true.
much was
that's a
a
constant.
dozen eggs back then?
20
Oh.
Yeah.
cents.
Okay, Stein, that's not fair because egg prices have fluctuated so hard in the last 2 years.
Well, no, they've
All
gotten
right,
That one
better
might not.
since
yeah,
then.
Now,
that's
I
true.
would say milk.
That's
Go for
fair.
milk.
Milk, that's a good one. That's a good staple. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, see, like the problem
Gas.
with milk though.
Price of gas.
Nah, gas is a little bit iffy because I mean, like especially in New Jersey, we're a refinery state. We produce the entire East Coast gas, effectively. Um, so like
Shit,
gas
it's
has
nearly 9
always
o'clock.
been
I gotta
super
go.
cheap for
Good
us.
night,
It's like
everybody.
no, good night.
Adios.
Gas has been always
Right.
super cheap for us, so it's still around $2 around here, and it was $2
that's
around here
bullshit.
20 years ago.
That's not fair. We produce gas.
How
Yet
how
here
dare
we
you?
are.
We produce a
Right?
lot of gas.
How
Yeah.
how dare you, Sneaky?
We have to sell all our natural gas and gasoline and so on to Texas and Arkansas and Mississippi, and then
I'm
turn around and
curious,
buy
actually.
power back from them.
And they're not doing anything with it.
No, they're making power with a lot of that, and they're barreling the gasoline. The natural gas, they're making power off of that, and then charging us a fuel tax to make the gas, to make the power they're selling us, that we are paying them.
Your
Yeah.
state government's not good at making deals, are they?
Oh
Well,
no, they're very good at making deals that benefit themselves.
Oh yeah,
This
they
has been
probably
in
have
place for
family
20
on the.
years.
Okay, let's see. Wow, Pennsylvania is the second largest natural gas producer in the U.S. The only person that produces more natural gas is Texas.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and then New Jersey produces the most refined gasoline on the East Coast. Yeah. A major supplier and one of the single largest refineries in the US. We produce a lot of gas, boys.
Well, that would do it.
But I'm having flashbacks. True. But yeah, just going through this guy's profile real quick. He likes some stuff. He went through the same era. I mean, like, look. The reason why I didn't go too hard in this author's profile is because it's literally just, yeah, I grew up with this, the thing all of us on the podcast grew up with, and then I moved on to this, the thing all of us on the podcast moved on to, and then and then I became interested in this, the thing most of us on this podcast got interested in, and then I started writing for this, the thing
Fair.
most of us started reading. So it's like, I mean, you
Like-
know. Fair.
Yeah.
One of us, one of us, one of us.
I don't know if
But-
I want this one to be one of us, though.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, this guy is still writing Mega Man stories. Published
Ew.
That's
December.
fine, but which Mega Man?
Mega Man X.
Okay, so one of the more explicitly mature ones. Okay, I guess.
Yeah. And interestingly, he actually has kept to the K rating for all of his stories.
It has
Oh, no, here we
stuck
go.
to
Got
that
some
rating
tea.
in the stories.
Got some tea in here.
Oh yeah, by the way, have we had any bad grammar?
I'm sorry, how the fuck does that work? No bad grammar yet. War
What about
Machines.
original fiction?
Ruby and Penny were swapped at birth this is going to also be a Nuts and Dolts AU, aka Penny times Ruby. Ruby is raised in the confines of the Atlas military as Ironwood's anti-Grim pocket nuke. Penny, alone and adrift upon waking up memoryless on Beacon's campus, gravitates towards its student body and is adopted by Yang.
But that's retarded.
Remnant isn't ready for an Atlas-trained Ruby or a Beacon-raised Penny, but here they come. Yeah, this is. I'm sorry, buddy, but
Ruby's
this
not
is stupid
a
as fuck.
machine.
Well, I mean, not only. Well, no. So the idea is the whole swapped at birth routine is that Ruby is, for some reason, kidnapped by Atlas, ? And then raised as a weapon of the military because of her silver eyes. That makes her an anti-Grim
Child
nuke, which is
soldier,
the whole purpose of Penny. So I can sort of get that swap, but Penny needs to be manufactured. Someone needs to have manufactured Penny, and losing Penny isn't really a thing that can be done.
Yeah. So
no.
the way that one works out is, hey Ozpin, we just lost a multi-billion Leon project. Have you seen it? Oh yeah, it just showed up on my doorstep the other day, James. Could you come pick this up?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, more like, yeah, James, it showed up on my doorstep. I'm keeping her. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh shit! All right, you can have her.
That's the alternate ending. Yeah.
True. I mean, honestly, I would be more interested in a orphan Ruby story in where she is raised by what the fuck was his name?
Wolves.
Pepetto?
Who?
The guy
Penny's
who made
dad?
Penny. Yeah.
I can't remember his first
Yeah,
name, but it was
Mr.
Polendina
Dr.
for sure.
Palladino.
Yeah, it was I think it was Pepetto Palladino. Anyway, so raised by Pepetto, and you know, he also wants to give Ruby a sister, so he ends up making Penny, so, you know, fulfilling the prophecy anyway.
Oh yeah, that would
And
be fun.
Okay.
they're
Yeah.
raised together as battle sisters, effectively, for the Atlas military.
Okay. I'm digging this idea a lot more than what was first presented to me.
Exactly. See, that would be interesting. That would be cool. That would get you all of the Penny Ruby interactions that you wanted, and also all of the badass Ruby that you want. And it's not
Well,
incest because one of them is a robot. So
no, it wouldn't get you the pseudo incest reaction because they be sisters, and you know they're not gonna sex. I'm sorry. For most people aren't gonna go that far and write that.
well, what would Ruby's semblance be? Okay, so if we're gonna go by the root of the semblance being inherited somewhat from the parent, because Ruby's semblance is
From her
effectively
mom.
fucking Summer's semblance, apparently, except it's red.
Yeah.
We still don't actually know what Summer Rose does.
Well,
She
we
goes
do
burr.
know. No, we do know that whatever her semblance does creates white rose petals.
Yes.
Um,
Do we know what Tai Yang's does?
Punch?
I'm gonna be honest. I would
Ah.
be totally fine if it's like Taeyang doesn't have a semblance. He's just that good of a hunter.
Tai
I'd
Yang
be fine with that.
actually doesn't even have aura. Bro's just a monk.
All right, you know what? There's your D&D crossover crack fic.
Bro is actually just a level 15 monk who studied Diamond Mind and therefore instantly counters every melee attack on him.
Alright.
And then you can just have your free infinite fistworks gunfu.
I don't actually think he has a ranged
He doesn't have
weapon.
guns.
I think
No,
he
he
actually
punches.
just
No, he does.
actually just throws hands.
I could have sworn he had
Pretty sure he does
some
not
kinda
have a
weapon.
gun. Let's see.
Are you
So his tanned, hot-headed, blah blah blah, affiliation, status, relative, appearance.
You should just list fucking weapons.
Powers and abilities. He's combat school, teaches Yang, teaches Ruby hand-to-hand combat. He's super strong. One-shots Yang with a single punch.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's her dad, I can see that.
He's also very
Yeah,
durable, able to
pretty
take
sure that was
a
the concern,
full
though.
strength blow from Yang and only skid backwards.
I mean, he's her dad. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, no, there is literally nothing in here about his semblance or the fact that he even has a ranged weapon or a weapon at all. Bro is literally, as far as we know canonically, just a monk.
He just punches things.
Well,
Okay.
and I think it's worth noting, like, he's got Crow's respect as a fighter.
According
Crow can
to
do.
a quote from Monty Ohm when asked about Tai Yang is based on Spike from Cowboy Bebop and martial artist Bruce Lee.
Okay, so he
Oh,
just does martial
okay.
arts and has a
He's
gun.
just.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want the spinoff.
It is unknown whether Tai Yang has a weapon or not, or if he even needs one.
He probably has one, but he probably don't really need it all that much.
Oh, I love that. We don't even know if he needs
Tai
one.
Yang, what John should have been. Oof.
Yeah, Tai Yang is what John should have been, really, for real.
I mean,
but no, 100%. Yeah.
wrong.
So, okay. So if we do we know even what Summer? Summer. Jesus Christ! Can we just
doesn't
like
list her semblance?
Summer had an axe.
We know she had an axe. I'm talking about Summer.
Her semblance.
The only
what
thing
is
confirmed
her
about
semblance?
her. I don't know. We assume it's petal related because of Ruby and the whole Schnee family being like, actually, semblances can be inherited.
Powers and abilities. Blah blah. Weapons. Silver eyes.
Semblance.
It's a hunting rifle that shifts into an axe. Most likely, the Summer is the huntsman to the Little Red Riding Hood myth. So Summer rose, thus kindly I scatter. Oh my fucking god, Monty.
What?
When Monty created the Red trailer, originally the gravestone had no significance. When Jeff Williams questioned Monty Ohm who the grave was, Monty replied, I don't know, I just thought it would be cool if she was at a grave. Jeff went on to ask, what if it's her mom? And Monty said, yeah, let's go with that. That's cool.
Yeah, that sounds like
I remember
Monty.
that. That's 100% Monty, yeah.
Monty just wants to make cool fight scenes.
Yeah. True.
Yes.
Sag. Volume 1 opening, Summer is shown emitting white rose petals like her daughter. This might be her semblance, or it might not even be canon, as it was never confirmed. Okay, so we don't even know what her fucking semblance was.
Nope. We do see her use... We see rose petals, I'll say. Later on in 2 episodes. One is...
no, we don't.
The one where it's... Yes, we do.
What are you talking about, son?
One is the one where Raven sends her off, I think.
What the fuck are you talking about, Sign?
I don't remember which episode it is.
We saw nothing.
What the fuck are you talking about? Sign,
Sign.
what are you talking
Summer,
about?
Summer Rose was the stinger for Volume 9 shortly before Rooster Teeth went under and was sold off.
You don't remember the
What
episode where you see Summer and Raven together, where
That was the stinger of Season 9.
no, no, that was not the stinger of
Yes.
season 9. No,
Yes, it was.
that was. I want to say it was during the lamp. I want to say she asked the lamp about it.
No. No, they asked the lamp, what has Oz been hiding from us? What the fuck is Sign On?
I
I
don't know.
swear we've seen it twice. We haven't seen it in use, but we have seen the rose petals. Alright, episode list, come on.
You know, you could just
Gray is
look
popping
up Summer
off, gentlemen.
Rose, and there's probably a thing about episode appearances. Why is Gray popping off?
Gray just sent me the page count. He has now increased the page count by an additional 3 pages.
Only 3?
Okay.
Well, he just started writing again, Sign. Since he got off an hour ago.
Gravestone.
But yes, okay, so to answer the question, since we have absolutely no idea what the fuck her parents' semblances are, and we know, technically speaking, the semblances can be inherited, but also, technically speaking, that's not really a common thing. But, I mean, which doesn't really honestly make much sense, because usually people of certain attitudes will pass those, not only just attitudes onto their children, but obviously their fucking genetics onto their children, which probably makes them more prone to those attitudes. Like, my father, me, and my little brother were all sitting next to each other at Christmas. Someone walked up from the extended family and went, "Holy shit, you guys all look the same." And we all turned to them and went, "Huh?" At the same time. It's just, I don't know how else to tell you. There's a lot of things that are just genetic. What is Sign trying to even prove? Sign is trying to prove that we know what Summer's semblance is, and that she's appeared.
I didn't say we know what it is. I said we've seen it before.
That we know what it is, and that she's shown up before in the series, which she hasn't, because Sign is currently hallucinating Ruby stuff.
I'm not hallucinating.
You know what, Sign? Actually, this is a perfect moment. You can have Summer appear in your disaster world management story, and you can give her whatever power you want and fuck a MILF with no complications.
I was actually going to have it be Ruby that showed up for the next chapter, but I could change that to Summer.
Yeah, come on. Ruby is old and tired. Everyone knows the mother has got it going on.
Well, I mean...
Also, clearly Summer has no problem forming additional attachments.
Right. Yeah, no, there's something in Volume 6, it's a flashback, where we see it.
Yes, that.
No, there's also Episode 9, yes, I mean, Volume 9, excuse me. But no, in Volume 6, Episode, fucking, what was it?
Sign is currently taking his L suppository since he missed his month's supply.
Of Solitude and Self...
Okay,
No,
so
that's the other one.
I am going to provide two answers to the question of what would Ruby's semblance be if she was raised entirely by Atlas instead of in the canon family. And these two answers are going to be, one is completely based off of her personality plus her upbringing, and the other one is going to be based off of if parents affect the children, and my theories on what the parent semblances are and how that would affect Ruby's semblance. Okay. So the answer of what if Atlas raised her? I would assume Atlas would heavily emphasize the hero saving the day, killing the Grim, you know, the general shit you sell to kids. I mean, we already have plenty of propaganda to base this all on. I mean, it's the stuff that they play whenever they need more, young, impressionable men to go die in a war for oil. Am I
Right?
wrong?
No.
So it's going to have an emphasis on heroes. What are heroes? The ones that can kill the enemies of Atlas. What are the enemies of Atlas? Well, right now it's Grim and maybe bandits. And she's going to have a sister raised by Atlas in this theory. Are we including Penny or not? I guess I'll have to split it in half. So if she's solo raised, then it's going to be a shitload of propaganda. We're talking crazy amounts of storybooks and propaganda towards forging her to be the hero in time. That's what I'm saying. Look, all I'm saying is whatever version of either Summer or Ruby that shows up, give her a wolf cut and you win the game.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I said it doesn't matter what version you have show up in the story, whether that's Summer or Ruby. If you give her a wolf cut, you win the game.
True.
But let's see. So solo child Atlas raised. What would they want out of a silver-eyed warrior?
A Grim Nuke.
Probably to give
Right.
it to Ozpin.
They honestly
Somebody who
probably
could
wouldn't. They would probably send her to
kill 'em.
Ozpin after they've finished her childhood programming. But
Oh,
trusting Ozpin to raise the child, definitely not. Not if the whole
No.
purpose is for them to raise a
Oh.
weapon of Atlas.
no, there's another thing they could want her for.
The breeding program, I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Making
aware.
more silver-eyed warriors.
Yes, but at the same time, they also need to know what exactly a silver-eyed warrior can do.
True, they would need to train her and get some intel on what she could do before they decided it was worth it, but once they did, start the breeding program.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, ignoring that part, they're still going to treat her childhood as training her to be the anti-Grim weapon, possibly anti-bandit weapon, but more or less the weapon of Atlas, the hero of Atlas. At least that's how they're going to... The weapon of Atlas internally, the hero of Atlas is what they're going to sell her. But
Yes.
what would Atlas focus on? Would they focus on the hero killing the big monster threatening the settlement, or would they focus on the hero slaying hundreds of Grim to save the settlement?
Anti-kaiju weapon. This is the girl who solos kaijus.
No, I'm aware, but what I'm saying here is Atlas has a chance to mold a child that can potentially wipe out Grim. Are they going to train the child to be anti-large, or are they going to train the child to be anti-army? Because those are very different tactics, those are very different weapons, and while ultimately she's going to be decent at the other, her weapon loadout and training is going to make her focus on being good at one of them, and I'm trying to think from the position of Atlas, what's more cost effective and what's an easier sell to the population? Oh look, she wiped out an entire Grim Horde on her own, or oh look, she fought Leviathan and won.
It's that second one, but also what her semblance is would factor heavily into which they pointed her at. I mean,
yes,
obviously.
but here's the thing though, is if semblances are a reflection of the soul and not whatever bullshit the writers want to give you that day, then you have to, really think about it. If you were in possession by the government and semblances were near completely decided upon by your personality and your beliefs as a reflection of your soul, you, the government, could create a semblance. Now, you wouldn't have the ability to make it a laser beam of death and instant win condition. But you could heavily influence possibilities. Right? If you tell Ruby stories of killing kaiju, then she might end up with a semblance that's braggadocious, right? Something that's good against singular targets, something that, fits her image of the hero fighting Goliath, right? It could
Sure.
be it could be anything from a semblance that empowers her the more enemies they're not more enemies, that would be an anti-army, empowers her the larger the creature she's facing, or the bigger the strength
The more
difference, the
powerful it
more
is.
power. Yeah. Or she could get something that's like basically gay bulge in semblance laser sword form of one target, it kills them, but I can only use it like twice per day or 3 times per day or something, right? But it's a guaranteed kill on whatever I hit it with. Like, you have a wide range of what it could end up being, completely dependent upon the propaganda you feed the child. Atlas can handle army tactics better, I think, because they can make bots. It's easier to train morale-wise. Yeah, totally. It's all aboard the eugenics and grooming train. True and real. I mean, that's how Ruby really would boil down to. But yeah, so to answer the question, Canon Atlas, we're not changing anything about the world. What would they do? They would probably go anti-kaiju. So if they're going to go anti-kaiju, they're going to talk about things of David and Goliath style stories. Combine that with Ruby's upbeat personality, so it would be something energetic.
Mm-hmm.
So something energetic.
Probably something fast.
Well, the reason why Ruby got the fast semblance in the first place is because she was both energetic, and a large portion of her character development as a child was the fact that she wasn't there in time, and her mom always told her stories about the hero arriving in hero time, effectively, just in time to save everyone.
Just in the nick of time.
Yeah, so that's why Ruby ended up getting a semblance, in my theory, of being fast.
Well, there's also the old, she was always chasing after her mother.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
Once
angles
her
to
mother died.
explain why she ends up getting this semblance, right? Chasing after her mom, showing up as the hero, and her energy and personality and outlook on the world. There's a lot of things that can factor into it, so that's why I'm trying to break it down. What exactly would affect her with this? Would they isolate her? Very likely. This is the only silver-eyed warrior they have access to. They probably wouldn't want other children to influence what direction she's thinking, because they're trying to groom her.
On the other hand, this is Ironwood in control of it. And if he's met Winter by then, she may turn around and go, you know what? We need to socialize her so she's not completely fucking broken. let me introduce her to my little sister.
But they didn't socialize Penny until after Penny started showing independence.
Penny was a secret, not a human project. With this, it may just be a case of, well, we'll just say she's
Right.
receiving special training.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's
would
sure. Okay,
socialize her.
so we're de-radicalizing the Atlas in this equation. All right, fair enough. They would still be doing the heavy David and Goliath.
Yes.
Even if she was being socialized, she would likely be socialized with people like Weiss and other nobles who'd be big on the duty and honor thing.
Yes. So, I mean, that wouldn't negatively impact her development towards being a weapon. In fact, I'd say it'd positively enhance that as a case of, I have to protect my friends from all these horrible threats that they can't deal with, but I can, because I'm the only one who can.
Yeah, so I mean, generally, then you would land in the realm of, self-empowerment based on the number of people she's protecting, self-empowerment based on the how large of a creature it is. She could get some form of energy attack to air quotes even the odds between her and the large creatures. She could energetic, I'm not saying super speed isn't there. I'm just saying it's less likely simply because of her environment would be very different. It would be a lot more duty and honor. It would be a lot more
She'd be more likely
structure.
to have some sort of one-hit kill skill than a more support-oriented.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, a one-hit kill skill is definitely within the range of possibility in terms of that. Maybe something that requires her to set up somehow. Going off how other semblances operated. I mean, you got some options for a one-hit kill skill. Maybe it's the first hit she deals any creature is always like gets amplified.
Maybe.
And so
what I meant when I said it would be fast was she may get some kind of projectile or projectile amplification semblance that makes whatever she shoots go burr.
I don't think she would have projectile amplification. No, that just doesn't fit her. That's too passive.
You think?
Yeah, no, it's way too passive. Because I mean, you look how she uses the sniper rifle throughout the show, and she's a very, very active character. She doesn't fight with a sniper rifle like it's a sniper rifle. She fights with a sniper rifle like it's a heavy weapon attached to her main weapon, which is the scythe.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's true.
So I definitely think if you were going to go down the Ruby grooming train, one-hit kill sort of thing in the vein of first hit amplification. What first hit amplification fits in the theme of semblances of like she can supercharge her attacks, supercharge herself, get some sort of power up based on the people around her. I'm trying to keep it within the realms of the semblances we've already seen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's just what we have to use as a guideline. The fact
teleportation.
The fact that yeah, so I mean
I think about it. What's that girl's name? The lesbian from Railgun who teleports shit?
Oh.
Something like that, only she can also do it with herself.
I mean, I see. Here's the thing: is I was actually saving that for the other answer, which is a semblance influenced by her parents. I would say in a duty-based environment, combined with her parents, possibly influencing what her semblance would be simply through genetics. We're talking about things more in lines of teleportation. We're talking about things more in line of like, being the tank, because both of her parents
Super
were.
speed, of course.
Well, no, honestly, super speed is the least likely of them all. Simply because if you look at both of her parents, um, Summer Rose uses a heavy axe with a hunting rifle attachment.
You
A
think
hunting.
Summers is more like phasing?
I think Summers is probably more like phasing. Yeah. And I think if we're gonna be saying genetics affects semblance plus environment, then I would say, if anything, Summers is gonna be phasing, while because of how much emphasized the strength and durability Tai Yang is, I'm gonna say Tai Yang is a self-inflicting semblance that does some form of basic reinforcement effectively. So
Self-empowerment, yeah.
yeah, self-empowerment, faster, stronger, tougher sort of situation. Because then if you look
Reinforcement,
at how
yeah.
Yang's semblance comes out, in where that she gets faster, stronger, tougher, based on how much damage she's taken, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Raven has a ability to open a portal to those she feels a connection to. Yes. And that has basically no relation at all to Yang's semblance, so it's hard to say how much that impacts, which is why I split the answer in two. Because with Raven, her ability to transport herself to those she cares about is very much more in line for an environmental upbringing semblance than anything influenced by genetics. And so it does make it tough to say whether semblances are genetic or not, but according to Weiss, they are. But again, the Schneeing
Well,
environment
according
kind
to
of,
Wesley, can be.
well, but can be is. Right? So that's the thing, is if genetics give the potential to have extremely similar semblances, then that means it does affect it. But in the nature versus nurture argument, semblances lean far heavier on the nurture than they do the nature.
So in other words, it's quirks all over again.
Actually, quirks are the opposite. Quirks are extremely heavy on the nature instead of nurture. In fact, quirks are almost zero nurture. So when it comes to Yang, you can clearly see self-reinforcement as another common theme between the two sisters. And then on top of that, why does she get self-reinforcement? She gets self-reinforcement through pain. What's caused her pain? Her mom leaving. So pain into self-reinforcement. So her whole motivation of getting stronger was to protect her sister and find her mom. So it makes sense for her semblance to be something where she intakes pain and gets power from it, because that's her character arc in a nutshell.
Why,
Not wrong.
Yang, is there something you would like to tell us?
Well, I mean, why do you think she partnered up with Blake, who uses a whip?
Not just that. There's statistics.
But yeah, so if we're going to be using the parents as a inspiration for semblances, I would definitely say we would see a Ruby who leans heavily more on the lines of self-empowerment versus large creatures, or some ability to teleport, or even taking inspiration from Raven, in that someone would be able to summon or otherwise, move Ruby to a new location via some sort of semblance interaction.
She comes to whoever needs her most.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Hero of Atlas appears when you needs her. You know. So, that's the main issue when it comes to semblances, is there's too much speculation existing in canon about them that it's really hard to come up with a good semblance, because it's way too easy to accidentally give yourself an overpowered semblance, or a semblance that's way more complicated than you really need it to be, because like we've seen semblances that are my bullets shoot bigger bullets after I fire them. And then other semblances are, I am invulnerable for 2 minutes. It's like, fucking what?
Yeah. Or there's, I open portals through space. That's Ravens. Ravens is bullshit. I'm sorry. Chat go down?
Sneaky may have disappeared.
Sneaky Dad. We are free.
I did not die, but we are free.
Free as in beer or free as in America? Excuse me.
I'm trying to parse that one. I'm going to assume free as in America, because there's always a price to pay, and that price is your sanity.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, to finish that up, like it's just another issue with Ruby. On top of all the other issues, is making new characters. It's really hard. I mean, unlike, Fairy Tail, for all the shit you can give it, it's really easy to make a Fairy Tail character. All right, he's a mage, of course he is, and his spells are roll dice. Okay,
Punches people hard.
he's a pen mage. Okay, what the fuck is a pen mage? They can sign things, and the things they sign can then have special effects occur. It's
Oh,
like,
so he's a contract mage.
yeah, effectively, but it's with pens. But I mean, like that's fairy tale magic in a nutshell. I mean, you got like the fucking revolver mage out there. You got the beast eating mage. You got the food mage. You got ice mages. You got fire mages. You got alcohol mages. You got someone whose magic powers is to get drunk and use being drunk to see the future.
I thought that was just the benefit of being drunk.
True.
You're telling me you don't?
There's already a word mage with Levi and the Rune Knights. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can have overlapping magic. So that's the thing, is there is other word mages. I'm a librarian mage. Oh, what's that? Is that different from the book mage? I mean, sort of. I just use multiple books at the same time. It's like, oh, so basically it's like a fire mage calling themselves the volcano mage because they make bigger fire than the fire mage. Got it. Maybe some earth magic is eventually thrown in. But like that's really what it is people describe themselves by what magic they use, but at the end of the day, you have tons of people that use the same magic. And maybe they just use it a little bit of a different way. I mean, we've seen that where Levi learned how to use her word magic better by watching someone else use a similar word-based magic power, and she was like, "Oh, wait, I could do that?" And then she does it. It was hard for her, but she did do it, you know? So that's the nice thing about Fairy Tail. When it comes to, and the nice thing about Naruto, you have plenty of bloodlines that are ridiculous, you have plenty of bloodlines that are weak. So you can make anything in between, and most people, as long as it doesn't make your character stupid OP, will be like, alright, fine, sure. Oh, is that a cameo? Oh, you cheeky bugger. Alright. And, you know, Harry Potter, a little bit tougher. But I mean, still at the end of the day, you have plenty of space for custom spells and all that fun stuff that can do crazy wild shit like, oh yeah, this is my spell, the Severing Curse. Oh, what does it do? It's a stronger cutting curse. Like, how much stronger are we talking about here? Oh, it cuts through steel. Oh! Well, that's a bit of a power boost versus the paper cut cutting curse. Yeah, you know, I thought it needed a boost. Yeah, so it's just, yeah. So, and then, but when you come to Ruby, it's just like, okay, so how do I make a semblance? Well, you don't. It's like, okay, cool, great, thanks, Rooster Teeth. Okay, so how do I compare it to other people's semblances here? You know, we got immortality, interesting semblance. Okay, so what's your semblance? You can cut through space and time to teleport to the people you love. Okay, what's your semblance? I make bullets more shooty. Oh.
Fair.
Well, I mean, strong, but okay. And what's your semblance, young, snazzy-looking black man? I can play the trumpet and make copies of me appear, and they also play the trumpet. That's a little bit racist, but okay. But, you know, you just have, and then it's like, oh, hey, Ironwood, what's your power-up? Oh, I have autism. Yeah, I know, but what's your power-up? Oh, no, it is autism. It's like super autism. That's terrible.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
The existence of super autism implies that someone out there has super schizophrenia as a semblance.
True.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's just like, it's really hard to make a semblance for Ruby because the fandom is also hyper toxic. So if you make a bad semblance where it doesn't fit their idea of how powerful a semblance should be, they won't fucking shut up about it.
Well, that's when you use the author privilege of telling them to eat shit.
Sneaky, isn't that just Klein? Yeah, true. But, I mean, yes, yeah, obviously just tell them to eat shit, but it certainly doesn't help your ability for your story to be liked by the audience when you are introducing an OC and you're like, oh, yeah, well, their semblance is they get a David and Goliath power to power up themselves in comparison to how, you know, terrifying or strong or whatever or large their enemy is. And then everyone will be in the comments like, oh, you're just making a Mary Sue power where they always get enough power to beat the bad guy. It's like, well, technically, yes. But also, technically, totally within the realm of possibility for someone to have a semblance of.
Yep.
So, like, even when you create a technically compliant semblance, the fandom would still be angry and still hate on you, and it's just like, it's like not worth it. But
worst part of Ruby is the fandom.
Yeah, true. But it's also you're given basically no direction on how to make a semblance. With Fairy Tail, it's literally just fuck it, we ball. Oh, why do you have fire magic? My mom was a fire mage. All right, fair enough. Hey, why do you have word magic? I really like books. And then I shouted an angry word at a tree one time and it exploded. All right, okay, fair enough. Why do you have lightning magic? Oh, well, you see, when I was a small child, my father stole the heart of a thunder crystal and implanted it in my heart. Oh,
And
God.
why do you have lightning magic, son? Oh, well, when I was a child, I stuck a fork in a light socket.
Yeah, right. And that's quite like, and so like the backstories for why your magic exists in fairy tale super crazy simple. Fuck it, we ball. Why you have a semblance in Ruby, we don't know. Is it genetic? Is it upbringing? Is it your personality, who you really are despite your upbringing? Is it like we are told that everyone's semblances are based on their personality, but we aren't shown that beyond like only a couple people. Like we have tons of characters that show up with semblances that don't fit their personality at all. And it's just like, okay, I'm just really confused now. What are the rules for making a semblance? Like even if they're bad rules, they're still at least rules, but we don't have any. And you would think of all stories, a world where mecha shift weapons exist and the whole purpose was to create a new hip thing. Well, Monty obviously wanted to animate something, but Rooster Teeth looked at it as the whole purpose of letting Monty do Ruby was getting the next thing, creating the next thing. And you would think if you're trying to create the next thing, you would make it easy for fans to be a fan of it. Such as all of the stuff they put out, how mecha shift weapons work in terms of like what they look like, how they operate, not how they're built, but what you do with them. They put out information like, oh yeah, everyone's born with a color name like this. They gave out rules on how to name your character. They gave out general height charts. They gave out character designs like this is this nation's, sort of theming. This is this nation's theming. This is this nation's theming. Blah blah blah. Like they gave out all this information. I mean, over time, admittedly, in some cases, but they gave out this information. They gave out all of this information on how basically you can create your own OC to adventure in the world of Ruby to be a true fan. Everything except on how to make a semblance.
Yep. That's kind of just, well, you make it the fuck up.
Which is, frankly, terrible. Like, it doesn't even have any guidelines. We're told contradictory information constantly. Like, if the bare minimum we were told was, oh, it's based on someone's personality, there's tons of ways to interpret a personality to get some sort of superpower out of. Tons of ways. But we're told that, and then we get people who have blatantly not their personality semblances. Like, what about Coco's personality says, I make bullets shoot harder? Like, I could maybe understand if, she personally handcrafted the bullets and she had some sort of semblance where, she could infuse the aura into the dust to personally make the bullet shoot better. But apparently it's like an AoE thing, just being around her make bullets shoot better.
Yeah, I think it affects her partners.
So it's kind of just like, what? Not that I'm knocking it. I think it's a cool semblance, but it still doesn't make a lot of sense. The soft-spoken guy has a gravity semblance. So the guy that doesn't want attention and doesn't speak up and no one pays attention to has a gravity semblance, that creates giant craters when he uses it, making him the center of attention. I don't know. And then we're given these semblances like fucking Adam's semblance. The loosest definition of inspired by personality. Loosest definition. And also, the implementation makes no sense. If he was some sort of runaway slave living on the fringes of civilization, why does he have a finely forged katana? Why isn't he using a construction sledgehammer? If his
Because fuck you, that's why.
semblance is the ability to take hits and then transfer it to an object to transfer all of the hits from all the force from those hits into, why wouldn't you use a hammer? Why would you use a katana edge? The edge of a katana. Why
Because
would you do that?
rule of cool.
I'm aware of rule of cool, but I'm saying in terms of consistency in the characters. Like, if they had said nothing on how semblances were made and just rule of cooled all of them, I'd be like, all right, sure, yeah, sure, that's what he uses because fuck you. But then they come out and are like, oh, this is how semblances are. It's personality based, and then contradict themselves. Oh, well, it's genetic based, and then they contradict themselves. And it's just like, okay, well,
All they had to do for that was literally just add one word in there, which is semblances are thought to be blank.
sure, yeah, exactly, right. Instead
That's
of
it.
reducing it as
That's
fact,
all you
yeah.
do. And just be like, this has been an ongoing field of study for like 2 or 3 centuries now. Still not sure. If anything changes, kids, you'll be like fifth to know.
Yeah, and this is like, this is a common problem with Rooster Teeth, is there's so many moments of, they pretty much had everything. They had collected the whole puzzle, and they were only missing one piece, and all they had to do was put that final piece in. And instead, they took a meat cleaver out and smashed the puzzle. And it's just like, why? So why did you do that? You had everything. Everything was in place. You had plenty of moments to say it. And then you just didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's be real. It's because Miles and Carrie don't actually understand what makes writing appealing and storytelling appealing.
Yeah.
A reminder, one of them said they preferred SAO over some of like the best received anime of the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And while I like SAO in some respects, it is by no there's no way in hell you're going to sit there and convince me that you unironically think that it is better than the likes of Gurren Lagann or Cowboy Bebop or Trigun for
Right.
storytelling.
No.
Yeah, I'm just absolutely baffled. It is. It's honestly painful. It is what it is. It's. And every single time we talk about fucking Ruby. Not that way, fine. Every single time we talk about fucking Ruby, it just, there is another layer that I never even thought about gets peeled away and revealed to the world, and I'm just like, oh my god, how is there more? How do we keep peeling away the layers and finding more retardation? I thought we ran out of retardation to discover. I thought we were maxed out on the retardation credit line. I I thought we were done, and there's just more. There's always fucking more. And with that, we'll see you guys tomorrow for our midnight release of the next year's podcast, because there is always more.